So I'm headed to an Internations networking event held at the Kempinski, an evening dedicated to connecting with a truly global community. Internations is a vibrant network of expats who come together to socialize, share experiences, and celebrate international cultures through curated events like this one. For anyone in business, real estate, or simply looking to expand their circle, it's one of the best spaces to meet people from all over the world. The moment I walked in, I was surrounded by conversations that instantly felt meaningful. I met fellow realtors, experienced lawyers, and professionals from a wide range of industries, all with unique stories and perspectives. Each interaction opened a new door, a new idea, and a new opportunity. Back to work the next day after a really successful networking event. And honestly, that contrast hits different because while the networking night felt like momentum, the week also had a low blow. I had a major potential client pull out of investing in one of our properties. And in real estate, that's not unusual, but it still stings. Especially when you've done the work, you've taken them through the process, signed offer letters, even booked the units. And I'm not gonna lie, I had already done the math in my head. That commission was basically mentally spent. You know that feeling when your future plans are already slightly upgraded, then poof, gone. But here's the thing, I've learned in this game, you can't hold on too tightly. So instead of sitting in that frustration, I let it go. Reset, refocus. Because if you stay stuck on the deal you lost, you miss the ones that are still walking toward you. And real estate, just like life, isn't about one deal. It's about volume, consistency, and staying in motion. So I choose to move differently, more conversations, more follow-ups, more energy into the next opportunity. And most importantly, keeping a positive mindset, even when things don't close the way you expected. Because there's always another client, another deal, another door opening. That's a mindset shift, abundance over attachment. So yeah, one deal slipped away, but the bigger picture is still moving, and so am I. Another day back to work. Today we're out running errands, delivering important documents to our lawyer's office, and honestly, this is one of the most underrated parts of real estate sales. Working closely with lawyers doesn't just feel professional, it gives you real insight into property acquisition in Kenya and all the fine details that most people never get to see. We're headed to the other side of Westlands. Yes, that busy, vibrant part filled with malls, traffic, and endless energy. And as you can see, this side of Westlands is always alive. Beautiful, but busy. Fast-paced, but full of opportunity. This area is also home to several upcoming high-rise developments. Projects like Grosvenor, Claremont Residences, Diamond Bay, 1870 West, and Montbleu, just to name but a few. Every corner seems to be rising into something new. From an investor's point of view, this is both exciting and competitive. Convenience is a major advantage here. Everything is within reach, but at the same time, the density means competition is high. So if you're developing or investing here, standing out is everything. Your project has to be unique, whether it's through amenities, pricing strategy, finishing quality, or even how you position it for Airbnb or long-term rentals. And that's the reality of Westlands investing. High demand, high competition, and high potential. Overall, Westlands remains one of the strong investment locations in Nairobi as long as you play it smart.